this is Donna Taggert, the dietitian for Department of Aging and Human Services. Today we're going to talk about diets. So I'm going to start out with, what is the definition of the word diet? The word diet is the kinds of foods that a person habitually eats. Somewhere along the line, we've grown to think of diets as this horrible, negative thing. You know, I'm going to lose some weight, I got to go on a diet. I'm going to lose the weight, and then I'll go off my diet and go back to the way I eat, which ironically, what you usually eat is the definition of a diet. So 45 million Americans go on a diet every year. They spend $33 billion a year on weight loss products, including weight loss prescription meds now and surgeries and stuff. But we need to change our narrative from diet to maybe a meal plan. Healthy eating is associated with a decreased risk of many health problems, and we need to find that meal plan that prevents us or helps us eat healthy and prevents that yo-yo dieting that many people experience. Lose weight, gain it, lose weight, gain it. Ultimately, you're better off just keeping the weight on, because that yo-yo dieting can lead to long-term weight gain, ironically, and also increase your risk for diabetes and heart disease and actually depression. So every year, the U.S. News and World Report issues a evaluation of all the diets out there. They've been doing it for 14 years now. Every January it comes out, and it's based off of 43 health experts evaluating every diet that's out there. It's medical doctors, registered dietitians, weight loss researchers, all coming together, checking all these diets out, trying to help people ultimately make better informed choices of what they're going to be putting in their mouths each day. So millions of Americans trying to lose weight. Sadly, only about 20% will be able to keep it off. Dieting is hard. It often doesn't work, and in some cases it can be dangerous to our health. So what this list of diets and rankings of best diets and all is basically trying to help you figure out, what is your goal? Is it to lose weight? Is it to deal with some health issue, maybe high blood pressure, diabetes, or is it just plain old eat healthier? So what these experts are looking for in all these diets, and there's 11 categories they research, is it nutritionally complete? Can it keep you healthy for the rest of your life and give you all the nutrition you need on a day-to-day basis? Are there health risks following this particular diet? Are there health benefits? Is there long-term sustainability? In other words, can you stay on it the rest of your life if you had to? And is it evidence-based as far as its effectiveness? So those are the categories kind of they're looking at. So number one, best diet overall is, you ready? Drum roll, Mediterranean diet is found that slot as number one for the 7th year in a row. It kind of fights us out with the person in number two, or the diet in number two. I've talked about Mediterranean diet a lot, but it's basically a plant-based diet, lifestyle approaches, variety, flexibility. It doesn't restrict any one food or any food group. Lots of sound science backing the health benefits that it brings to it. Basically, again, plant-based, so it's a lot of fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes, olive oil, whole grains, seafood, and very low, limited amount of red meats and sweets, but not allowed, so that's good. Number two in the overall best diet is the DASH diet. Originally, it stands for Dietary Approaches to Stopping Hypertension. It was designed to help stop high blood pressure, and it did very well in that respect, but along the way they found it was also addressing a lot of other health benefits and weight management. So the DASH diet comes in at number two. It also is a plant-based diet, but does allow red meats and stuff in limited amount. Number three is the MIND diet. It's actually a combo of those two. It's Med-Dash Intervention for Neurodegenerative Delay. Mouthful. But basically, it follows those two diets, all the plant-based stuff, but they have certain foods. They have done research and found it helps with our brain health, and those are the ones rich in omega-3 fatty acids, nuts, berries, and dark greens, and they're encouraged to eat every day those particular foods. So then they have a category of best weight loss diets. And this weight loss they define as at a healthy rate of 1 to 2 pounds per week, and it's maintained for long term. So what diets fall into that category? Well, coming in at number one is the good old Weight Watchers, been around for a long time, used to base their things on the diabetic food exchange. Now it's a point system. But they're very holistic. They address behavior changes. They have social support. You can go to meetings in local chapters throughout the United States, maybe the world. I'm not even sure about that, but there's a lot of support for Weight Watchers. Coming in at best weight loss diet, number 2 is the Mediterranean diet. Go figure. And number 3 is the volumetrics diet. That is something where they emphasize eating only nutrient-dense, low-calorie foods. So that would be fruits, vegetables, whole grains, low-fat dairy. There's a lot of different categories of this nutrient density, a little bit harder to follow for some people. Then they have a best category of best fast weight loss diets. This is basically someone who needs a kickstart, less than 3 months of losing pretty rapidly weight, and even if it's not sustainable, and in hopes that after the few months you follow it, lose some weight, you transition to a more healthier meal pattern for ultimately a longer term benefit. Sadly, some people continue on it and can jeopardize their health, but it is a short term. Number 1 for that is the ketogenic diet. Number 2 is the Atkins, both high protein, low carb diets. And the third one I had never heard of, it's HMR program. It's a health management resources. They send you the food that you follow and eat. Best diabetic diets, if you're pre-diabetic or regular diabetes, is number 1 is Mediterranean, number 2 is the DASH diet, and number 2 is a diet called flexitarian. It's kind of a semi-vegetarian. Some days you're vegetarian, some days you're not. Best diet for bone and joint health is, guess what? Number 1, Mediterranean diet. Number 2, DASH. Number 3, flexitarian. Best diets for healthy eating, and the definition of healthy eating is a optimal intake of all the essential nutrients that we need a day-to-day basis. Number 1, you know it, Mediterranean. 2, flexitarian. Number 3 is the DASH diet. You can see why the Mediterranean diet got best overall, because it keeps falling number 1 in most of these other categories. The best diet program is number 1 is the Weight Watchers, number 2 is the Mayo Clinic, and number 3 is Noom, kind of new to the scene. They focus a lot on behavioral things. Best family friendly, that's important. If you're trying to follow a diet, your family's doing something else, and you're sitting over here eating your little stuff and wishing you were having what they had, it doesn't really last too long for you if you're really trying too hard. So best family friendly diet is the Mediterranean diet again. Number 2 is the flexitarian, number 3 is the DASH diet. So you're seeing a pattern there, Mediterranean, flexitarian, DASH, all basically kind of a plant-based emphasis. Best heart healthy, number 1, Mediterranean, number 2, DASH. Number 3 is Ornish. It's founded by Dr. Ornish in 1977. It's very low fat, 10% fat, hard to follow, absolutely no fish, meat, or poultry, but it is effective for heart health. The easiest diets to follow, mentioning things that are harder to follow, easiest diets to follow, you guessed it, Mediterranean, flexitarian, and the DASH diet. The best diets you heard, they're balanced, they're maintainable, you can follow them the rest of your life, they're palatable. You don't want to be eating some, thing they sent you in the mail and you're like, this is awful. You can't wait to get back to your own cooking. Family friendly, again, you don't want to be sitting off on the side, eating your stuff and the rest of the family having a great time eating good foods. And they're healthful. And something obviously you can stick to for the rest of your life. Because healthy dieting is not only about losing weight, it's really about improving your health and fighting off potential risks for certain diseases that could be linked to poor eating habits. There's no one diet for everyone. And so there will be a link you can click on for this new U.S. News World and Report that you can go to their site, and then you can click on whatever diet is mentioned, and it will take you to their site and you can learn more about it. So if you don't know a lot about the Mediterranean diet, click on it and it will take you there and you'll learn a lot more. That being said about diets, there is actually, this may sound weird, there's actually no evidence that weight loss is linked to health. It's actually the behaviors that people take on to try to lose weight, whether they lose the weight or not, those behaviors are actually linked to better health and decreased risk for disease. So what are these behaviors? 1 is not smoking, 2, limited or no alcohol intake, always being active, getting into some kind of activity, exercise that you enjoy or willing to do on a regular basis, a healthy meal plan. Remember, changing from diet to meal plan, one that definitely includes a high amount of fiber. So again, lots of fruits and vegetables, whole grains, those are the things that are going to bring fiber to the diet. Getting good sleep. Go to that website, check out those different things, read more in depth. I try to give you highlights of everything, but I personally would recommend the Mediterranean diet. It's really overall number 1 best diet, but is easy to follow and it's healthy, and you can, enjoy it with your whole family. So good luck. I'll see you back here next month. Bye.